What's up, y'all? It's Bella and I'm back again with another sewing video because I just found more clothes I wanted to sew. I'm also gonna show you guys how to use a sewing machine and how to do what I'm doing. This is the machine I'm gonna be using. This is your stitch selector, so if you want like a zigzag stitch, a thinner stitch, whatever. Lever, so when you sew, it's gonna sew backwards once you hold this down. The reason why you sew backwards is so it tightens everything in place. Up here is where you spin your thread. I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. This is where you place your thread on here, and then you're gonna take this thread and it's gonna connect up here and go all the way down, up, looping, and then you're gonna connect it down here eventually. And then in here, you're gonna put your bobbing thread. I think that's what it's called. But I'm gonna explain it all in a second. I'm just showing you guys what everything is used for. This is your hand wheel. This basically moves the needle up and down. This is your tension gauge. I keep mine at about 4. I don't really know how to explain it. You're gonna have to look it up, but it determines like the tension of the stitching. I really don't know how to explain it. I already have my sewing light on, but there's usually like a little light switch where you plug in your foot pedal that turns it off and on. To lower it, there's like a lever right here. You just put it down. You always want to make sure you put it down before you sew. And yeah, this also comes off too, so if you need to take it off, you can easily put it back on. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to put the thread on the bobbin. So you're gonna take your bobbin, it should have came with this clear thing, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin the thread so it gets on here, and then we're gonna place it inside that hole I was showing you guys. So mine came with a bunch of extra ones, so I'm just gonna start a new one so I can show you guys how I do it. I also got all my thread from Walmart. Like this whole pack was only like $2.64, I think. So first you're gonna take this and you're gonna put it right here. You're gonna get some string, and they kind of give you directions too, but you're gonna put it in here in this little area, and then you're gonna go around this circle and loop it around so it makes an X, and then kind of just pull it so there's like extra. Then you're gonna take your bobbin, and there's 2 holes, one at the top, one at the bottom. You're just gonna put the string through only the top hole. As you can see, I did that. Now you're gonna go here. Make sure this is on the left side. If it's on the right side, you can't do it. So you're gonna take your bobbin and you're just gonna set it on top. Make sure it slides all the way in there, and then that's when you're gonna shift it to the right. When you shift it, it just like alerts the machine that you're gonna spin the thread. And make sure your foot pedal is connected. Now you're just gonna hold the foot pedal, and basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna spin all the thread in there. Just make sure you're holding on to your little piece you made. Okay, so once it stops spinning, which means you click the foot pedal and it won't spin anymore, you're just gonna cut it off and you're good with that. Make sure you have a little bit of string out because we're gonna be using that. So you're gonna put it in this hole, and this is what's gonna sew. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see that like metal piece. Basically what you're trying to do is loop the string over that, if that makes sense. So basically I'm just gonna put it in like that, bam. Now you're gonna take the piece of string and you're gonna loop it underneath that piece of metal. There's like a hook. If you have tweezers, it's really helpful too. So once you got it in that hook, you're gonna basically go all the way down and it's gonna cut the string. So you're gonna go in this hole and it's just gonna cut it for you. Everything is so tedious, but you're just gonna put your lid back and you're good with this part. Now you're gonna set up your threading. So you're gonna go back here, unhook everything, then take your thread again and go around this thing again. You're not gonna wrap around the circle, you're actually gonna bring it down in here, all the way down, and then you're gonna go underneath the circle thing and then back up, and there's a hook in here, and you want to make sure that you have it hooked on. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it's right there. But if you are having trouble hooking it because it's too low, how to fix that is you go to your hand wheel and you just crank it and it'll come back up. Let me see if I can show you guys. You see how it came up? Just way easier to do it like that. And then you're gonna go behind it and you'll feel it hook on. And that's how you know you did it right. Then you're gonna pull it down and then you're gonna come down here. After this, it gets pretty easy. I use tweezers for this part because you have to thread the needle and stuff, but I take the thread and you're just gonna thread your needle. After you threaded it, you're gonna take the string and you're gonna put it through that little line thing like this. And you're gonna put it back. Make sure it's all the way back. You're gonna go to your hand wheel and you're gonna crank it down. And when you crank it down, this needle is gonna go down and it's gonna grab the string from underneath. You find the string and just pull it and put it to the back, so that way there's 2 pieces of string. You always need 2 pieces of string. You can't really see it, but I just did it. I went down and came back up and I already see the piece of string coming out. So here it is. You're just gonna move it to the back and it should be coming out of this hole right here. And now you have 2 strings. Always make sure the strings are in the back. Pretend you just got done sewing, right? Do not remove it like this, okay? Like I said, you want the string in the back. If you remove it forward, it's gonna take off everything you set up and then it's annoying as fuck to put it back. So you're sewing. Once you're done, take it off from behind. And when you sew, you don't have to move the clothing so much, because you know how when you sew, people move it. Just tap it very lightly because the machine moves the cloth on its own depending on how much you're pushing on the foot pedal. So if you're going really fast, it's gonna move the cloth really fast. If you go slow, it's gonna go slower. But don't be pushing it with your own force because it's not gonna stitch everything because you're rushing it. Okay guys, this is all the stuff I want to sew. It's mainly pants this time because I don't have any jeans. I wanted to make low rise, but the process works the same way, so don't worry. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys how to make your pants low rise. So first, you're gonna flip your pants inside out and cinch where you want the low rise to be. You wanna make sure when you cinch it, you don't cinch it too high up. You wanna make sure you have wiggle room because once you sew it, it sews tighter than you think. So make sure you just, you have a little bit of spacing. Then you're gonna grab a marker. Once you find your spot, you're just gonna keep your thumb on it. Well, I keep my thumb on it, and then you're just gonna mark it and then take it off. Okay, y'all, so after you take them off, this right here is where my thumb was and I marked it. So what you're gonna do from this point is you're literally just gonna do like a little circle all the way down to the thigh crotch area. Keep in mind, this is very important, do not make this go down too far. This is too long. This is perfect. You see how it's shorter? I went from here down, boom, right? Do not make it go this long or longer because you're gonna sew this part. Say stop about right here. If you go any longer, you're gonna end up sewing that part and it's just gonna make the thigh area super small, and then once you wear it, it's gonna feel like small and like weird. So don't fuck that up. So here are all of them. I just marked them all. They should look something like this. This one I definitely kind of messed up on. I might go back and retrace it, but it should be kind of on the skinnier side but still like rounded out, if that makes sense. But yeah, just something like that. Put it underneath like this. It's upside down and I already put the lever thing down, and I'm just gonna start sewing along the lines. And then for the setting, I'm doing 7. When you do start sewing, right as you push on the foot pedal, click this button down because it's gonna stitch backwards. After you stitch backwards, stitch forward again and then continue sewing, and do the same thing for the ending part as well. Also, another thing I low-key would struggle with when I first did it is I would forget to backstitch. So y'all, always backstitch before and after. Okay guys, I finished stitching it. This is how it's looking. It's just a very small stitch so you can't really see, but after this point, Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut the inside part. Just make sure you don't cut obviously like the stitching part. You just want to cut right beside it. Cut it to the point where there's like a little gap between where you cut it and the stitching. This is how it should look after the crotch part is cut.